Hello, everybody, and welcome to Behind the Curtain, the series where I go ahead and talk about my weeks and a running theme throughout, as if I just joined a housing and got told to give cookies. Like, brother, that is not how you entice people to do Hypixel housing. Anyway, yeah, basically just talk about my weeks. I apologize about the inconsistencies. This is my second time filming this because I kind of just started rambling about some stupid stuff and it just felt unprofessional. So yeah, we'll see how it goes this time. Yeah, so I'll just fill you guys in. I've been really busy recently. Sorry for the lack of uploads and kind of lack of activity in general. I said this on my stream on Saturday. I'm not really going to be in many events this month, if any. I'm kind of trying to relax my voice, take care of it, because I'm in a show end of this month, and start of next month. And I really cannot afford for my voice to be bad. In general, I'm just really busy at the moment. Every Monday and Friday, I'm doing rehearsals for the show. Every Tuesday, we started putting on lads game nights, where I'm trying to keep all lads together as well as I can, because, you know, little things have kind of come in, like, torn, I don't know what the wording is, like, split lads apart little bits, so I'm trying to recover that as best I can. And then we've also got, on Thursdays, I'm trying to be active in the 5-up lobbies, the Among Us, and we did, Protocol, whatever it's called. I can't. The 3D Among Us type game. We played that as well. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So basically, I've just been really busy. I had a couple of meetups with friends locally, which was a lot of fun. I really appreciate those times where we just get to kind of meet up in person and just enjoy. You just switch off, and there's no stupid drama or people being like bad people. It's just like you just switch off and just enjoy the time. You just have a laugh. And yeah, that was really appreciated. Had a couple of them, which is pretty rare, but that was just awesome. And then also, I did a little treat for my parents. Not last weekend. Was it last week? I don't know. But it's a recent weekend where I kind of planned and paid mostly for them to go visit London. We went to watch Les Mis and stuff like that for my dad's birthday, because last year I felt really bad because I was stuck in the Netherlands because our flight was cancelled after the Netherlands trip of last year, and I was stuck in there on my dad's birthday. I felt really bad because I hadn't ever missed one before, and I'm the kind of person I owe a lot to my family, like ties-wise, and I'm still very close to my family, which I've heard is very uncommon for somebody my age. But yeah, I felt like I wanted to repay, you know, the fact that I wasn't there, and I knew my dad would really appreciate something like that because he struggles with gifts, and he's had a rough last few weeks, and just months in general. I realized from a few things that my dad was saying that he's kind of in a similar boat with me, where he has just so much stuff going on that he has to balance that you can struggle with it sometimes, and it was really interesting to hear him talk about that and be like, wow, it's funny how in some ways I really hate how he acts, and I would never act that way, but in other ways we are very similar. Yeah, it's a really interesting one. It actually reminds me of why I kind of want to make the topic of this video is, thankfully I actually worked out a topic from blabbering on. So the other day, we were in McDonald's. I swear this has a point. And we ended up waiting about 40 minutes for our food, which is outrageous, right? I mean, it's fast food, right? Well, how's that fast? Yeah, we ended up waiting about 40 minutes, and throughout it, the staff were clearly struggling. The place was packed. The machine was like, the thing that says your order number wasn't even like updating properly, and all this sort of stuff. And the poor workers were obviously understaffed. And while maybe they weren't doing their job like to the best, you know, quality they could have, things happen, and it's not really necessarily their fault. And then, you know, a bunch of people started running forward to the desk and like mithering and complaining and all this sort of stuff, and putting a lot of like venting a lot of frustration into the workers. And I stopped there and was like, man, this is so like stupid. Like, I get being frustrated, like everybody gets frustrated, but seeing that happen the other day was like, it really hurt me, because even though I've never worked in a scenario like that, I recognize that they're people that are working behind there, and they don't need, like, it takes a really selfish kind of person to take your own frustrations and put that out on other people. You know, it takes a good person to be like, oh, you know what, I'm frustrated at something, but let me not put that on other people. It's the thing I try my best to kind of strive to do, and it was just a little interesting thought that I had during that whole scenario, because there's so many people that were just blatantly disrespectful to the members of staff, and obviously I get, you know, it's a service that you've paid for, but at the end of the day, you know, what if they're having a bad day or a bad week, and the last thing they need is you in their ear? And I also, you could be, what if that person who complained was having a bad week or whatever? Yeah, I get it, but you should never try and, no matter how bad your life is, at least the way I think is, you should never try and put your bad stuff onto other people. Like, you should never try and make your life better by making other people's worse. That's just outrageous, right? And it's the thing I kind of realized from there. I mean, I've always kind of done it and thought it, but I kind of realized it in a more extreme example with that scenario, and it was a really interesting one. Yeah, in general, if you're wondering, like, personal stuff, how's that been going, there's still been a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that's been happening that's been pretty rough, but I am surviving through it. I'm sticking to my guns, and yeah, there's been a lot of interesting, like, moral situations recently, stuff that I can't really talk about much in depth, but yeah, it's been hard, and I think I've learned to value myself a bit more and kind of trust myself a bit more. Kind of like hard calls have been made, and I've kind of made those because I've thought, you know what, I need to value myself more, I need to value other people, maybe not value other people more, but yeah, it's a value myself more and just kind of trust and believe in what people do think of me and what I truly am. And it's been tough, but we're getting through it, and hopefully we kind of get into a better point of it. I kind of realized that if I have to be alone or like forgotten or left behind because I do the right thing, then I would rather do that and be that than have everyone behind my side, like on my side, but do the wrong thing. Yeah, it's an interesting thing I was thinking about. Was like, I really don't want to ever be alone, and I don't think I will. I hope I won't again in my life. But if it ever came down to it, I would rather be alone and like do good and follow my morals than be bad and do bad and have people behind me, because what's the point, in that case. It's an interesting thought, and it's like another thing, another kind of thought process I was having recently was like, if despite how situations can make you want to act like totally malicious and like lash out and stuff like that, especially when it's completely valid too, I just was kind of been trying to think like, if I were to like die tomorrow, it's pretty morbid. I mean, this is just like a metaphor, not a metaphor, but you get what I mean. Maybe it's a metaphor. I would want to go out being and doing the same thing I always have, and it's a way that I'm trying to think more when it comes to like living in general. I would much rather just do things I'm proud of every day, because that I'd rather be remembered as I am than having the one bad day. And everybody's allowed to have bad days, to be fair, but that's just the way I kind of see it. That with that sort of scenario with the McDonald's thing, is like, everybody has bad days. That's understandable, but it's that the easy way out is to put that onto other people, whereas like the good way is to hold on to that and save other people from it. And that doesn't mean you can't vent about any of your issues or anything like that. It doesn't mean you can't talk to somebody about something they've done wrong, because they're in entirely different situations. But I just think in general, it's important to just don't let other people suffer so that you don't. And that's the thing I wouldn't say trying to preach, because that makes me sound like pretty like religious with it. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't really know where things are going to go going forward. I think the last 4 months of this year are going to be interesting, to say the least. But I'm going to try and keep doing like goals that I'm proud of myself. Like the singing and performing. That's like a personal goal, which I don't think I have many of. And I'm really hoping I can smash that out of the park, because it will really be kind of like validating for myself. And it'll help build me some confidence and make me feel like I, do have something special to me. Not special, but like you know what I mean. Like, it's some sort of thing that's like, wow, I'm actually capable of doing something. Because a lot of the stuff I feel I'm capable of doing is, you know, like I say, determined by other people. You know, how well or how badly I do that. A lot of it is, you know, worth is determined by other people's interpretation of what I do. So it's nice to have some things that is just like, to me, like black and white, right? Like, I either do this song right and, you know, people think it was fantastic, or I bottle it. So we'll see. I have faith. I got to believe in myself. And yeah, I really hope I can pull that through, and I'll update you guys on that as we go. But yeah, I apologize if you guys see less of me. I don't want to be like that thing of like that person who's always like slowly fading away. Because I don't tend to be like that, even, you know, with like viewership dropping on streams and videos in general. I thought it was normal. But yeah, I doubt there'll be any events this month. A lot of them I'm getting benched from, and some of them I just don't want to participate really anymore. I kind of want to value myself and be like, hang on, I've kind of been screwed by this. Do I really want to keep letting them screw me over? I know, we'll see. It's a pretty toxic space sometimes with event stuff. But yeah, I don't think I'll be any this month specifically because I'll be benched from some, and also I just won't sign up to many, if any, really. Because I need to look up after my voice. But yeah, thank you guys for spoiling, as always. I'm sorry if you see me less around as well and like other people's stuff, whatever. I'm just trying to stick to my guns, and with situations going on that I can't really detail, I'm just trying to do what I think is the right thing. And yeah, that's what matters, right? Is as much as I care about other people, also doing what I believe is right is the thing I need to stand by. And yeah, I need to treat myself with enough respect to do that. You know, I don't sit there and do something that I'm just going to sit there and regret because of like temporary benefit, right? You know, like, I mean, I've never really kind of done that, because you could argue that, you know, clickbaiting on streams and like doing like MCCT reveal streams is legit that, and it's something that I've never caved and done because it just isn't genuine. It's not me. And I, you know, like I said with the die tomorrow kind of thing, you know, I'd rather not be popular and actually be proud of the content I've made and how genuine I am and the purpose behind it than make all that kind of sort of soulless stuff like everybody else. Well, not everybody else, you know, but like a lot of people, and it just not be my content at the end of the day. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. I'm sorry for this one being weird. I really don't have much to talk about, and I'm just trying to ramble. But thank you guys for coming out, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.